So to give you some idea of where we are, you're looking down from the mountains into the valley of the Ping River in northern Thailand, across to Chang Dao Mountain, which is about 7,000 feet, and then to the hills of Doi Pui and Doi Suthep Mountain where we are, and you can see here the fields of the village whose new year we're going to visit. So this is the village of Me Sa Noi, which is a Hmong village, and we're on the first day of the New Year festival. Now you can see the village itself nestling below the crest of a mountain, as Hmong villages always do, and surrounded by the fields where the Hmong people make their living from the large number of mainly alternative crops they grow. They grow a bit of rice for their own use, mountain rice of course. Now you're listening to the music of the Hmong, and this is the beginning of the New Year festival, the 5-day festival. Now the Hmong people originally came from central China, maybe the northern part of the Himalayas. Many of them still live in China, but many have migrated south into Thailand and Myanmar and Laos and Vietnam. They're quite a successful group in Thailand. Men here wearing all their finest Hmong men's clothing. Again, they'll be dancing soon, probably tomorrow. Well, not dancing, but playing this game with a ball that we haven't seen yet, but we will. We will. I love the parasol. Okay, I've got to get out of the way. แฟนแล้วหรอครับมีแฟนแล้วไหมยังครับผมยังอ๋อคิดว่าพบวันนี้ใช่ไหมพรุ่งนี้ใช่ไหมโอเคขอบคุณชีวะค่ะชีวะโมอะไรโมซีปวสค่ะโมไม่กดใช้เลยคุณมาจากบ้านหมู่บ้านที่นี่ใช่ไหมใช่ค่ะอันนี้เงินใช่ไหมเงินชิงได้โครแพงมากสมมติว่าผมอยากสู้เท่าไหร่ยิงไปจนน้องอะไรจนน้องยิงแล้วก็อะไรมากเขาอยากเคยยิงเท่าไหร่ก็ไหนแล้วแต่น้ำหนักของใช่very สวยดีอันที่นี่ด้วยมีปลาแล้วก็มีผีเสื้อใช่ไหมทำไมปลาผีเสื้อใช่ค่ะอันนี้วัฒนธรรมมองใช่ไหมโอเค For anybody who thought that the Hmong and the hill tribes in general were poor, simple people living existence on the land, well, think again. This is the final day of the Hmong festival, and I had to walk after about 2 kilometers of solid vehicles parked, all Hmong, all new or nearly new pickup trucks or SUVs. So the life of the Hmong is certainly very different from what you would expect. They are relatively well-off and contented people, mainly because of the alternative crops, which we've talked about already. So there's the main fairground with the mountains of Doi Pui in the background. And it's the final day of the New Year festival, which will be over until the same time roughly next year. when I hope to be back here. So we're at the last day of the Hmong New Year Festival, and the last day when the couples can get to throw balls to each other across the line, and now they've been doing it for 4 days. So started off with nobody knowing quite who their partner was going to be, but by the end of it, everyone's throwing balls to the person that they're going to end up with, at least, probably. So the next stage, how do you work out? Well, if the guy or the girl you're chucking the ball to keeps dropping it, it means she's not interested. If she keeps on catching it, it means she is interested. And by the end of 4 days, you know, because they're talking to each other. When the music's not too loud, they're talking to each other as they play the game. And so this will usually lead to marriage between the partners here. Now, among marriage, traditionally, the girl has to be kidnapped by the boy, and it's all pretend, and taken to the boy's family. When the girl's family send an emissary to the girl's family and say, "Hey, you've stolen our daughter, we want her back," and then the boy's family say, "Well, okay, how much money do you want?" So they'll settle on usually an amount of silver or livestock or even labor. And then once the bride price has been agreed, then they will get married. And that's a 2-day ceremony, which hopefully we'll get to see sometime. Oh dear, did they miss it then? No, they're pretty good now, aren't they? I haven't seen anybody, I haven't seen anybody miss. Right, so there you go. Husbands on that side, wives on that side. Sorted. I think these two are obviously getting on very well. She seems happy. There's the ball going back and forth. It's made out of satin traditionally, and filled with seeds. But recently, sadly, a lot of villages are using tennis balls instead. So, who has she chosen? Let's look across here, and there's the lucky guy. Right, here's the juniors training. You see, they're either side of the white line. Now, they're nothing like old enough to get married yet, but you know, it's good to get practice, because you need to be good at catching the ball, because when it's for real, if you accidentally keep dropping it, then you might lose a husband. I'm not really quite sure what happens to somebody there's somebody dropped the ball, who's so clumsy that they drop the ball all the time. There must be some special rules for them. Now, every New Year, every house will have a new selection of gold leaf, which is to bring luck to the family. And as always, outside most hill tribe houses, there will be a cross made of bamboo, which is to warn off evil spirits. Oh dear! This is spinning tops, which is a game, a Hmong game. I don't understand the rules, but it seems to be quite a big deal. And they have to get these wooden tops spinning, and then with another one's top, they have to knock it off. That seems to be the game, but it's pretty hard for me to understand what's going on, really. My Kaujai, Tamalai. So, any chana, chemai? Any chana? Yang mai lu? Okay. Keng reng na? Wow, that's impressive. Nearly got me. I guess it. I don't know.
ใช้ปลั๊กมือย่อหรือนมเนาะมั่วเลยประมาณมั่วหนึ่งกับพี่เจ้าอย่างพี่เจ้ารายการนะรายการส่วนมองยอจอบกจันนะบกจันไม่พร้อมเลย
Alright, now we're at the end of the Hmong go-kart run. Go-karting is an ancient tradition. Wooden go-karts, of course, no engines. And they come flying out of the mountains and down these hills. Yeah.
Okay, video.
Yeah, we're going in now. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, not so fast.
Slowly.
I would like to introduce you to Mr. Winai, who is the Upator for this Hmong village, which means he's the manager of all the farming and all the activities. So, how do you do, Mr. Winai? Nice to meet you. DJ Popkun. Hi. So he's going to explain to us about the life of the Hmong, and in particular in this village. Okay, so I'll ask him a few questions now. So, Mr. Winai, what do you think is the most important thing for the Hmong people? อะไรที่สุดสำคัญที่สุดสำหรับคนมองเกี่ยวกับในชีวิต
ในชีวิตก็วัฒนธรรมมงก็จะมีสิ่งที่บรรพบุรุษได้เชื่อก็มีผีเรือนนะครับผีเรือนแล้วก็มีผู้เป็นนักปราชญ์หรือว่าหมอผีนะครับที่อยู่ในตระกูลในหมู่บ้านนะครับ
I think we'll meet the shaman later. Okay, how many people live in this village? Ki kon yu nai muban tini dini.
อะไรครับ
Ki kon yu nai muban.
ในหมู่บ้านนี้มีอยู่879 คนนะ
800 so
ในบ้านนี้ใช่ไหมใช่ในหมู่บ้าน
หมู่บ้านว่าบ้านที่บ้านมองที่นี่
บ้านมงมี879
872 people. That's quite a big village. And how do most people make a living? ทุกคนที่นี่ทำงานอะไรได้เงินในชีวิต
ในหมู่บ้านนี้ก็จะมีการประกอบอาชีพอยู่3อย่างหรือว่า3ชนิดนะครับ
ใช่
ในหมู่บ้านของแม่สาน้อยนี่ก็ประกอบอาชีพแรกก็ทางการเกษตรนะครับทางเกษตรก็จะมีปลูกมันฝรั่งแล้วก็ปลูกสตรอเบอรี่แล้วก็ผัดกะหล่ำปลีผักกาดขาวแล้วก็เป็นสลัดแก้วก็เป็นผัดเมืองหนาวนะฮะ
มีคนทำงานข้างนอก
อ๋อมีครับมีมีก็มีอยู่3ส่วนเนาะส่วนที่1ก็ทำการเกษตรส่วนที่2ก็จะรับจ้างก็ถ้าคิดเป็นเฉลี่ย 100% ก็อยู่ในเรทประมาณ15% ของการรับจ้างครับครับแล้วส่วนใหญ่จะเป็นทำการเกษตรแล้วก็อาชีพที่3ก็ค้าขายนะครับค้าขายก็จะค้าขายอยู่ในตัวเมืองเชียงใหม่แล้วก็อยู่กรุงเทพแล้วก็อยู่ตามแหล่งท่องเที่ยวนะครับอย่างภูเก็ตหรือว่าสุราษฎร์ธานีนะครับจะอยู่เกาะสมุย
คล้ายมากนะครับ Now the first alternative crop planted by the Hmong, and this began in the mid-70s, and remember it's to replace the old cash crop which was opium. And this is a coffee plantation which is surrounded by forest trees, and coffee has been grown here for the last 40 years, and it's very good coffee. It's Arabica coffee, which is a better one. Arabica coffee is only grown in the north of Thailand, and it's only a small percentage. Most of the coffee in Thailand comes from the south, and is the other variety called Robusta. And Robusta does not taste as good, it has far higher caffeine content, and is used in instant coffee. And here we have the nearly mature coffee beans, which are nearly ready for harvesting. Now the quality of the coffee depends on exactly when the bean is harvested, and that is critical. So at the moment it is the month of February, so in about a month's time all this will be harvested and then roasted here or in the nearby town, and then sold to wholesalers. And as you can see, we are in the forest here. We can see the canopy, and you can see that underneath the canopy everywhere is coffee, which is a very efficient way of farming because the environment is not damaged and coffee can survive in quite shady conditions. So all this area around us is all planted with coffee. Life now has changed from before. ชีวิตเดี๋ยวนี้ไม่เหมือน20-30 ปีก่อนใช่ไหม
อะไรครับ
ชีวิตหมู่บ้านที่นี่เปลี่ยนมากๆใช่ไหม so เปลี่ยนดีกว่าทำอะไรดีกว่า
เอาชีวิตในหมู่บ้านนี้ก็เปลี่ยนมาได้ประมาณ40 ปีนะครับ40 ปีสมัยก่อนก็จะทำไร่แค่ปลูกข้าวโพดแล้วก็ปลูกฝิ่นแต่ว่าปีพศ2518ก็ทางรัฐบาลเขาไม่ให้ปลูกฝิ่น
ใช่
ก็เขาส่งเสริมให้ในชุมชนนี้ปลูกผ่านเมืองหนาวทดแทนฝิ่นนะครับตอนแรกผ่านเมืองหนาวที่เข้ามาแรกๆก็จะมีเป็นถั่วแดงนะครับถั่วแดงแล้วก็จะมีกาแฟถั่วแดงเข้ามาแล้วกาแฟเข้ามาแล้วก็ท้อเป็นผลไม้นะครับ
And so this is the outside of Mr. Vinay's house, and then we're in the entrance, the main entrance to the main house, which has the warding off spirits sign here, and usually there's gold around, but there isn't any here. And then we go inside the house, and there's always a storage area which is raised up for storing food and seeds and anything else you might need. And then inside the house there will be a sleeping area here, and then where all the family eat, and These are memories of the previous family, the ancestors, and shrine to the ancestor spirit, and then the sleeping quarters at the other end. Now, traditionally, the houses would have a ceiling of thatch, but nowadays they're nearly all corrugated iron. And here's the cooking area. And usually, well, nearly every house will have a picture of the king, because he was so important to the development of the hill tribes in the past, when the opium was finally abolished about 30 years ago. So Mr. Winai has taken me out to the fields of the village, and in the foreground here we got one of their main crops, which is strawberries. Okay, and then in the background we have up high avocados, because they like the cold weather, and coffee plantations, which we can't see from here. And then if we come around, we see some corn, which is a pretty normal crop, and then lychee, or lychee as they call it here, there, and up at the top there we've got mango, or mamuang. Now all these are the crops that have been grown to replace the original cash crop, which was opium, which hasn't been grown for the last 30 years. So it's a very productive farming area, which is the source of the relative wealth of the people of this area. Okay, and here they're planting out a vegetable called okdang, or okgeo, which means red or green, but I'm not sure what. I'll tell you later. And here is the lettuce being planted. They grow several varieties of lettuce here as well. There's a huge variety of different crops that are grown in the land around this Hmong village. So this is one of the most profitable of the cash crops of the Hmong, roses. Okay, now you can't see them because they're all covered in little plastic bags to protect them from insects. And they're all fed from water, which is fed direct to the plant, so none is wasted, so very efficient farming. And the water for all these farms comes from a borehole up in the hills and the mountains behind the village. Okay, so we've got so many crops. But apparently these roses are perhaps the most profitable of all of them. We've also just seen some potatoes and lettuces, lots of lettuces. So that's what's keeping the economy here going. And here's yet another new crop, which you probably recognize. Grow very well up in the mountains in the cool. Oranges, very successful crop for the Hmong and other hill tribes. This is another source of income for the village, which is the making of clothing, cloth. And the Hmong use a type of batik work, which produces these very beautiful designs, which you can see these clothes here, which are being made in the little cooperative, which is part of the village that we've been in for the whole of this episode. Okay, let's look at that in close-up. So now the lady is putting the pen into the hot beeswax, and then she transfers it to the cloth with the pattern on, and then she makes a line where the pattern is going to be, and that's how you do it. Okay, you have to wait for the ink to get hot, and then you draw your pattern. Ooh. Okay. So this is how you make batik, and it's very time consuming, but you can see this lady is wearing a jacket made of batik, and it takes a lot of concentration. So there she goes, waiting for the wax. Move the wax to the design. Draw the design in wax, and remember where the wax goes later when you put the whole cloth into indigo dye. The bits where she's putting the beeswax don't take the colour, so you will have the whitish colour on the indigo blue background, and that's how it's done. Thank you. Now, this is the house of the shaman, or one of the shaman in this village. Now, for the Hmong, the shaman are very important people because they are able to talk to the spirit world. Now, the Hmong believe that there are many spirits inside a human being, and there are spirits in nature, and there are the spirits of the ancestors. And if these are kept in balance, then there will be no sickness and no illness. But when they become out of balance, or when an evil spirit enters, then illness will result. And then it is customary to consult the shaman, who will make a sacrifice, usually of a pig or a chicken, and then go into a trance-like state, and in that condition they will, after a while, quite a long time sometimes, be able to talk to the spirit world and communicate. Now this involves what's called riding the horse, which means riding on a wooden bench for quite a long time until a trance is reached. And then when the trance is reached, then they can communicate and find out what is out of balance and get the balance right. So the shaman is a very important part of the village, important consultations on marriage, any matters concerning the village, and particularly health. And so we're going to see the shaman performing now, and this usually takes quite a long time, but we'll obviously reduce it quite a bit so that you can see the main parts. Okay, let's go. This is the setting inside the house of the sick person where the shaman will be performing the ceremony, and it's a female shaman. A female shaman is quite normal for the Hmong. It's about 50-50. And you will see there is the traditional shrine at the back of the room with the cockerel's feather on the gold foil, and there are incense sticks, and there are various gongs and other instruments which will be used during the ceremony, which I think is going to be very noisy, so I'm not going to be able to talk when the shaman is actually performing. So she should be starting very soon. So the shaman is now covering her head with a mask and making an offering to the spirits of the house and the spirits of the people. Now already they have sacrificed 3 pigs and 7 chickens in an attempt to cure their serious illness. So the next stage will be the shaman trying to get or doing a dance to enter a trance-like state in which she can communicate with the spirits. So we're just about ready for that now.
Chúc là nhiều món đấy anh nó đây không thì nó đánh sợ khó khăn lắm đó
These are the pigs which are to be sacrificed in order to feed the spirit world and help with the curing. The shaman is now not talking in her own voice. She is possessed. Now the string that joined them all together unto the ancestor spirit shrine and to the shaman are now being attached to the family to link together the spirits of the ancestors and the spirits of nature to bring about the curing. And it's during the ceremony that the pigs and the chickens are sacrificed. I don't want to show you the details of that, but you can see the blood on the floor from where the pigs were. And the paper money is burnt in front of the sacrificed chicken during the chanting of the shaman. All part of this complex ceremony. Now that the shaman is in a trance, the man who has been very ill is behind her. So the ceremony is all for his benefit. He's been ill for 3 months. Doctors don't seem to be able to do anything for him. And so he's trying the traditional Hmong healing ceremony. Meanwhile, in the background, a pig has just been slaughtered, which I'm sure you don't want to see. This is something that very few Westerners have actually witnessed. So you're quite privileged to see this ceremony. And now, since the village, about half of the village has become Christian, this sort of ceremony is done less frequently than it used to be. Yeah, any shorty. Yeah, okay.
ให้หายเร็ว
You เหนื่อยไหมเหนื่อย
nhỏ tiền đủ vô lô tư chẳng ý nhị sợ yang nhớ mong sợ trời nhớ trời lờ tiền tô còn lo cho ta ta bị có soi tuổi từ trước tới nhị dòng ý ký bình gọn cho lo cho gì lòng